now everyone who sees her as a beautiful little girl.
This little girl was born a boy, but as she grew, she insisted she was a girl. Her parents didn't listen at first, and they aren't the only ones with kids growing up transgender in Kansas City.
Mom, I need help.
7-year-old AJ is comfortable in her home, in her roller skates.
Who is this? Sophia.
With her princess dresses and figurines. AJ is not her real name.
We've had some pretty nasty things said about us.
We can't show you her face.
My concern's more of just protecting her so that, you know, she's safe.
AJ was born a boy. At 3.5, things changed. He didn't want short hair.
Screamed and fought. I got out the clippers. I got one cut down the side, and it was just tears, and it was like torture.
He longed to wear dresses and jewelry. His parents refused at first, and then it was much more than wanting to wear dresses.
When she was about 4, we were going to the bathroom in Target, and I was holding her hand, and we were walking in towards the board bathroom. This was when she was still living as a boy. And she stopped about 2 feet from the bathroom and was like, "Dad, I can't go in the boys' bathroom. I'm a girl."
He wore his dresses to school. He was teased. It was hard, but he was adamant. He was a girl.
When I first in 4th grade, when I cut my hair, they called me he, she.
Across town, a boy a little older, we'll call him Sean, born a girl, but knew he didn't feel like one. His mom was first to know.
Well, I didn't directly tell her. She just kind of found out.
His mom's accepting. His dad is not.
We never had a father-daughter relationship because he would always get mad at me for trying to tell him.
What would he say?
Just tell me I'm a girl and I need to deal with it.
He doesn't see his dad anymore.
The prevalence of this condition is outrageously higher than we ever thought.
Caroline Gibbs is a counselor and founder of the Transgender Institute in Kansas City.
The youngest kid I have currently is 3. And the oldest kid I have is 83.
She counsels anyone interested in transitioning or starting to live outwardly as the gender they feel inside.
If I have people walk into my clinic, what we find astoundingly is that all the people, including kids, will not only say the same things, but they will say the same words.
Gibbs says they have horrible anxiety and depression because they feel they are leading 2 lives and no one understands.
Gender dysphoria.
Dr. Jill Jacobson hopes to change that.
We have started seeing patients with transgenderism.
Jacobson is a pediatric endocrinologist at Children's Mercy. She's searching for possible explanations and causes of transgenderism.
She has 36 patients in all. 22 of them are FTMs, meaning they were born female but are transitioning to male. Of those 22, more than half have elevated levels of testosterone in their bodies.
When we are able to explain that to families, it's sometimes helpful to them to understand how the child is feeling. Sometimes it's helpful for them to explain to other family members.
She has not found any similar findings for boys who identify with being a girl. For now, options for transgender children and their families are to start puberty blockers as soon as possible. Then usually at age 16, kids can start taking hormones for the gender with which they identify. Testosterone, or T, for trans boys, and estrogen for trans girls.
A lot of us are just kind of feeling our way with this. It's all new.
The gender identity for every person on the planet is that sense inside and that situation in the brain that we don't understand fully scientifically yet. We're learning.
And so are the kids and their families.
This is not something we wished for. It's not something that we wanted. It just happened. My thought process all along was I would rather have a happy, healthy little girl than a suicidal, dead son.
That family felt it was important to share their story so others might understand, and they do know there are people who do not agree with their decision. Our special coverage continues much more in-depth on our website. A trans man shares his story about what it was like for him growing up, plus an extensive look at gender-inclusive changes at our universities and colleges right here in Kansas City in the area. And this, tomorrow we're hosting a live web chat at 11:30 with Debbie, the mom in our story, and Caroline, the transgender therapist. You can already sign up and submit questions for tomorrow. They can find that at kshb.com.